What's up, guys? I tested AUS8a the other day, and I talked a lot about the steel, why I liked it and stuff like that, and it excels at one thing that, I think is pretty important in an EDC knife, and that's toughness. It's very, very tough. So I figured I'd do a little test to demonstrate that. This is the power cord to an old Xbox that I don't use anymore. It broke, so the power cord is kind of useless. As you can see, it's a lot of plastic, and it's got that. It's got two copper wires in it. They're not solid copper. They're strands of wire. So this is pretty tough stuff, and a knife would have to be pretty tough to withstand cutting too much of this stuff. Just a few cuts would damage a knife that's not fairly tough. So initial sharpness, hair whittling, because I just touched it up after the test that I did. It's very, very, very sharp. So figured I would just get to cutting some of this stuff. I don't know how much of it I'm going to cut, but you have to do push cuts. So I think I'll just push cut this stuff as much as I can. It's really, really difficult to get through. It takes a lot of force, and this is one of the rare cases that I am actually slamming the edge into the cutting board. So if some damage was going to occur, it would be in this kind of setting. After 9 cuts, let's test sharpness. Still easily able to slice phone book paper. Not even an issue at all. Whew. It's about 8 more cuts. See what we got in terms of sharpness. Still very, very easy to slice phone book paper. Extremely easy. That's what I'm talking about. You got to keep in mind with my rope cutting video, it is a good test for edge retention. But some steels, like AUS8a, are still very, very good steels for EDC, but they may not excel at the rope cut test because they're not very wear resistant, meaning cutting abrasive materials like that sisal rope is going to really play hell on an edge like this, made out of this AUS8a. But that doesn't mean that it's a bad steel for EDC tasks. This is an excellent steel for EDC tasks, and that's one thing that I wanted to point out with this test. Just cutting this wire right here is pretty taxing on an edge, and also me slamming down into the cutting board after I've made the cut is also pretty bad for the edge. So I figured this would give a good idea of what I mean when I say this is still a good EDC type steel. I don't know how many cuts that is. It's a good bit. Go ahead and test sharpness again. Still more than willing to slice through this stuff. I'm not even sure I could make this steel dull with this whole length of wire. Not only is it still slicing, it's still push cutting sharp. See, this is what I'm talking about. If this was you cutting this rope, or this wire, for if that was your task that day, something you needed to do, and your knife was the tool chosen to do that, while this may not be the latest and greatest high performance steel, it's nothing to scoff at all. And that's what I'm hoping to get across in this video. Cold steel knives, a lot of people don't want to buy them because of the steel, but I say give them a shot, because honestly I like it a lot. This stuff is hard to get to, let me tell you. I don't know how many cuts that is. It's a good bit. I see no damage to the edge. I feel maybe one slight roll in it. But again, this edge is very stable for this steel. The steel is not meant to be really a hard use type steel, but it is still very stable. As you can see, stable, strong, and it didn't lose its edge at all. It's still very sharp. So it likes to take a very high sharpness, a very, very keen edge, and it also, despite what a lot of people think, likes to hold that edge. I would say that's a lot of cutting, just in a short little time right now. All that many push cuts. Not just through this copper wire, but into the wood cutting board, the hardwood cutting board. That's a lot of work for a little blade like this to do all at once. And it's still easily phone book paper slicing sharp. So anyway, this is not like a formal cut test or anything, just something I wanted to do to demonstrate a point. So anyway, let me know what you think, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.